Housing as being kind of a real potential area of growth for this. It could address kind of two separate issues. That is the lack of homes. And Carney's been talking up modular homes, the idea that things that are built in a factory, then shipped to the location and for final assembly, a lot cheaper generally than building on site where you pour the foundations and go from the ground up. And it also addresses the issue with softwood lumber and those very heavy U.S. tariffs that have been imposed. We always think of the lumber industry as being kind of a Western thing of British Columbia, but yes, it's a really important industry in New Brunswick and also in Quebec. So Carney talking about the idea that you would use the production that is not being exported to other countries, chiefly to the United States, and use it instead to build homes for Canadians, kind of a two birds with one stone approach here. Listen to him explain the rationale for this Buy Canadian approach.
We will build Canadian by becoming our own best customer. With our new Buy Canadian policy, whenever the federal government spends, we will select Canadian suppliers by default, rather than using the current best efforts approach. And this new approach will extend to all federal agencies, all Crown corporations, such as Build Canada Homes, such as Alto High Speed Rail, and such as our spending from our new Defence Investment Agency.
There he's referencing Build Canada Homes. That's the new Crown Corporation that is supposed to kind of be a one-stop shop for getting housing built more quickly and streamlining some of the regulatory processes. The other area that he's really looking at, this Buy Canadian approach, is in defense procurement. The Department of National Defense is going through a massive exercise, spending billions and billions of dollars on new equipment. All this kind of trying to reach our NATO target for currently 2% of GDP, but it's going to rise over coming years. Up to 5% of our GDP has to be spent on the military, and that means spending a heck of a lot of money. The problem is the Canadian defense industry right now is relatively small. We get somewhere between 70 and 80% of our military equipment we buy from abroad, most of it coming from the United States. Think about things like the F-35 fighter jets we're buying from Lockheed Martin, an American company, or the submarine purchases we're about to make. We're either going to buy from a company in Europe or from a company in South Korea. So Carney wants to kind of change that approach and buy things locally.